Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Geek podcast, where we celebrate geek, nerd, and pop culture. Each week, we deliver the best analysis for fans, by fans, on anything related to movies, TV, video games, comics, anime, and manga. We talk geek. And now, here's the Get Geek podcast.
Yo, what is up, y'all? This is Jose from the Get Geek podcast. What's going on, y'all? Say hello, crew.
This is Wolfie, finally
Hey,
on and live.
Yeah. I guess that gives me a chance to redo my name. This is, you know what? I don't have time for this. AJ.
Oh my god, I
Can't
keep
think of
forgetting
something
his
on the
name.
fly.
Eli Castillo.
Dang.
Eli Castillo.
Dang, that's not that bad.
Castillo.
And this is Matrix Walt because I feel like it's deja vu every time we load this thing up to try and record this podcast.
Yeah, we've had some issues of our own. And on that note, if you hear any sound issues or artifacts as we are recording remotely, or if you hear anything that's an issue in general, slide into our DMs and let us know what's up with that feedback. You can find us at Get Geek Podcast or at Get Geek News on Twitter, at Get Geek Podcast, everywhere else, hashtag Get Geek Podcast, and you can find all of our social medias. And the best way to support your favorite podcast crew is to like, rate, share, and subscribe. Review us on Apple Podcasts. That is the best way, of course, to support your favorite podcast crew, is to rate our podcast. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, because you know y'all love us. Anyway, let's get right into it. We're a little short for time. One of our crew has to move on out, so let's go ahead. Tell us what the podcast topic is this week, sir.
Well, I'm not going to name any names at Zencaster, but, we have some issues. Zencaster, that's giving us... No, I'm joking. No, so we love Zencaster. Zencaster is an awesome platform. It's what we use to run our podcast. Just, I don't know. It's like the universe is trying to get us to,
It's
like,
Halloween,
not meet up.
guys. It's Halloween.
Ooh,
It's
a
supposed to
spooky
happen
cast.
like this, right?
It's a spooky cast.
Last couple of weeks have been rough.
I'm just saying, like, it seems like the whole world's against us meeting together, but we are together for the second time in a row, the whole crew, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's dope.
Yep, for sure.
So we're gonna do a little holiday video game preview, right? Like, the video game season starts kind of officially the first week of November, and the first week of November starts by the time you're listening to this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like every year Black Friday keeps happening, like, way before Black Friday itself. It's starting now, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting before Thanksgiving now, right? Like, officially Black Friday, I believe, starts on the Monday of Thanksgiving week.
It's like Black
Which
Friday
means-
week, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
They're just trying to find
Black
ways to,
Week,
like,
I don't know.
push people into stores and into retail and, like, make them spend. Same reason the holidays have been
Right.
pushed. Christmas is like 4 months now, dang near. So
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
they've
yeah.
already started, like, the Christmas decorations. They're, like, skipping over Thanksgiving. But anyway, we have all the video games that are expected to come out between now and December, and then some. I think there's going to be some honorable mentions that are for the new year as well. But I'm just going to quickly run through the list of games. I know that we're all excited for some games. Hopefully, we're all excited about at least one. I'm holding judgment for Eli, because I feel like there's gonna be, like, a lot of, like, corny meter games.
It's garbage.
No, come on. No.
But anyway, all right. Real quick, I'm gonna run through it real quick, and then we'll talk about it after. Yeah.
yep.
So
Sounds
coming
like
out
a
in
plan.
November, coming out this Tuesday, First Class Trouble. Don't know the game. November 2nd. World War Z on the Switch on November 2nd. Just Dance 2022. I can't believe they still are doing Just Dance, actually.
Just Dance.
Mhm.
That comes out November 4th. Animal Crossing New Horizons 2.0.
That's still a
November
thing
5th.
too. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Animal Crossing has a cult-like following. So,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the week, Call of Duty Vanguard. Man, this holiday season starting off hot. First week, November 5th. On November 9th, Airborne Kingdom, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Football Manager 2022. Anybody know Football Manager?
Isn't that
Is this
the
like
that's the soccer management game, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
like
on
a
the
okay.
RPG,
Right.
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. That's
Cool.
I mean, it's fun. There's the game that I played that's similar was this game on PC called Tom Landry Football back in the day, where you just manage plays
Cool.
and teams.
One game I'm excited to talk about, Forza Horizon 5 on November 9th.
Yep.
Then
Oh
on the
yeah.
same day, on the same day, Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Hmm.
And big one that's coming out is Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy, November 11th. Actually, I didn't
Ah,
realize it was coming.
yo.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was coming out that soon. This
You
is
can
all within the
actually
next 2 weeks.
It's ready
you can
for
actually preload San Andreas on if you have Xbox Game Pass.
it's all ready
We're
for
gonna
Yeah.
actually
Black
talk about
Friday
San
month.
Andreas and like this whole new meta angle. So, but anyway, we'll get there.
Meta.
Skyrim Anniversary Edition coming out November 11th as well. Bright
No.
Memory
No.
Infinite. I do not know Bright Memory Infinite. It's a PC game though, so and then this I could just skip this one. Oh no, my bad. Sorry. Battlefield 2042, November 19th.
You can
Been
skip that.
delayed, but I think purposely delayed. I think they did this on purpose. They're like, oh snap, wait a minute. Holiday season starts in November. That comes
Hmm.
out for everything: PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S.
You get early access if you have EA Play, November 12th. So I'm very excited about that.
So there you go. Jose will be giving us our early access review.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's on the Switch. The Wild at Heart, November 16th, the day after my birthday. Microsoft Flight Simulator Game of the Year Edition, November 18th. We have another simulator on here somewhere. Undungeon, PC and Xbox One. Pokemon Brilliant, Diamond and Shining Pearl. We all know it's Switch. Here's the other
Yes.
simulator.
Oh, what?
Here's the other simulator. Farming Simulator 22.
Yes, that's the
Yes.
one.
Yo.
That's the
Let's
one.
go. Let's go.
Let's
This is a
do it.
major W for the gaming community.
Woo!
Oh my god.
Oh man, I cannot wait. You know what? With that kind of hype, you guys better be playing it.
Get that
Oh,
corn,
it was
baby.
fire.
Get that corn.
The game is fire.
Okay.
Oh
Let's
man.
go.
Following along on November 23rd, Thanksgiving week, Death's Door. It's coming out on the 23rd. Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker, which I believe is the last expansion pack for the Final Fantasy 14 series.
Okay.
Oddworld Soulstorm. This is going to be cool, I
a
think.
big
That's on
release.
November 29th.
You getting that for
Beyond a
PS5, right?
Steel. Excuse me?
It's PS5, right? PS5 release.
No.
Oh, no, it's all
No.
consoles?
It's Xbox only.
Oh, really?
Xbox
Wow, man.
exclusive.
Sorry, I got that confused. Continue,
Yeah.
sir. Sorry about that.
Beyond the Steel Sky, don't know it, November 30th. And now we're finally in December. So that was all November. But what's interesting is that December is kind of thin. December is a pretty thin month.
Mhm.
I think most people are doing their gaming shopping already by Black Friday. But December 2021, we got Solar Ash coming out the 2nd. Danganronpa Decadence. God, I sounded like a 3-year-old reading a
Danganronpa.
All right, hold on. Danganronpa Decadence. Okay, got it.
It's horrible.
That's on the
Danganronpa.
3rd. But on the same day, titled by the same name, I'm assuming from the same, production company, Danganronpa S Ultimate Summer Camp. Interesting.
Yes.
And now the one that I think everybody has been waiting for the longest, I think, Halo Infinite, the return of Master
There
Chief.
we go.
For sure.
The return of Master Chief is not part of the title, but I think it actually should be. And then you got Among Us coming out on December 14th, Five Nights at Freddy's
Dead.
Security Breach. And then that's it for the ones that have dates. We have a few that are still to be determined as far as the dates, but they are supposed to be coming out in this year, by the end of the year. And that's Anacrusis, Anno Mutanionem, A Short Hike, Card Shark,
tough.
Braid Anniversary Edition. Braid should be awesome. Fall Guys, Heavenly Bodies, Kid Amnesia, Martha is Dead. That must be a Superman game. Life is Strange, True Colors, Loop Hero, Nobody Saves the World, Scorn, Soup Pot, Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, and Witch Wood spelled with a Y instead of an I.
Hmm.
Not sure if there's anything notable there except for maybe Martha is dead. Anyway,
I've
so
seen
that's the
some.
list of the
Oh
games
my
coming out
gosh.
this year. I know there's games that are going to be coming out in January. We'll hit on those a little bit after we preview this specific holiday season. So,
I was just going to make
gentlemen,
a very quick note. The Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, I have seen something about that. It's a battle royale with the Vampire the Masquerade world and the Vampire the Masquerade characters. That's apparently pretty good according to the
Yeah.
early beta.
Looks
Because
interesting.
it's like
Cool.
it's like a battle royale with very very fast movement and like crazy skills. Because they're vampires. So it looks pretty cool. But anyways, let's continue. Note on that one.
So, let's all kind of, without no explanation, just everyone give me your one title that you're excited about. We can skip Jose
I'll
because again
skip. Yeah, I was
no,
gonna say,
I'm joking,
pass.
I'm joking, I'm joking. But
Pass.
just real quick, just name the title, okay? I think we're all excited about Farming Simulator, so we could skip that one too.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on. Seriously?
Well,
That
why
was
don't you
my
go first?
number one.
So what's the title that you're most excited about?
I can't say it now because you already outed it.
Come on.
Farming Simulator? Are you kidding me? I wanted to put
The
on my
best.
overalls and jump on the tractor and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. It's for blah blah for Forza. See,
Ferrari.
Farming Simulator has
Farming
gotten me
Horizon
twisted.
7.
There you go.
Yeah.
Farming Horizon 7, the return of the tractor.
That's that good.
Yeah.
No, Forza Horizon 5. I'm really souped up for that one. I
I-
love racing games, and this one looks like it's going to be really, really good.
My man Jose.
So I mean, you guys know what I'm most excited about. Obviously, it's Battlefield 2042. But a special mention, just to change it up a little bit, is a game I enjoy watching somebody else play. Is Jurassic Park Evolution 2, because my fiance plays the crap out of that game, and it's actually kind of fun to watch her build a park with dinosaurs and have them like fight and eat each other and like eat park visitors and like stuff going wrong, all that kind of stuff. And this sequel is bringing marine dinosaurs and flying dinosaurs to the game, so it'll be fun to watch like all those dinosaurs interact. And they're very realistic. It's pretty cool. They have to socialize and stuff like that. So weird honorable mention, I guess.
AJ?
So there's only one thing. Well, two things I have to say. One is Halo Infinite. We all know this. It's going to be hopefully great. The second thing I have to say is with regard to GTA and Skyrim. Give me installment 6 or give me death.
What's his song?
For both of them.
Skyrim, I mean not Skyrim. Elder Scrolls 6, GTA 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eli, what about you?
Well said. Well
I
said.
mean, y'all already know Grand Theft
Farming
Auto.
Simulator. Oh my.
Well, yes, that is of course the best game in the history.
Well, Eli, this is
But,
going to be the first time you play two of those games, right? Two of those GTA games. You said you played only
San
No.
Andreas.
San Andreas, right? You didn't play the other
Yeah.
two yet.
No, well, we pre-downloaded it right on Xbox Game Pass, so you can only
Yes.
do SA, of course, putting out the best for first. So of course, Grand Theft Auto the trilogy, and you know, I'm actually sort of excited for shoot. Let's see. There's a lot of games.
Really?
Only one.
Ah.
You're only supposed to pick one, Eli.
Oh, okay.
For now.
Okay, that's it.
For now.
Whichever one's at the top of your list.
Okay, Skyrim Anniversary Edition.
That's
There you
two.
go. There you go.
That's not fair. Eli's
Okay,
got
okay,
four.
okay,
We got
okay.
Farming Simulator, Grand Theft Auto, Halo, and Farming Simulator. No, I said Farming. Damn, I'm really into Farming Simulator now. What the heck?
Farming Simulator.
Gosh.
No, for me,
It's
I'm
supposed to be good.
me personally.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I'm saving every bit of penny that I can to get a Series X if I can for Halo Infinite. I'm right there with AJ, super fan of Master Chief. Can't wait to get to talk about that. So
It runs really
Let's-
well
let's go.
on Xbox One as well, actually. Halo
yeah,
Infinite.
but I
I know.
I want how it's been intended to be received.
Yeah, I
Which is
understand.
the Series X. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, why don't we go ahead and start talking about Forza Horizon 5? Oh man, I almost said farming something.
Farming Simulator
Jesus,
5,
man, I gotta like
7.
wash that out of my mouth, man.
Farming Horizon.
Does everyone play racing games here?
No.
I
No, AJ, you don't play it at all.
Well,
Wow, growing up under
I did a little bit of Gran Turismo just to kind of get a feel of what it's like to drive. Because, well, not for nothing, Walt did say that it's right next to actually learning how to drive. So,
yes, yes.
yeah, I did a little bit of that, but otherwise, it's never really been. I like crashing cars and running into people than actually racing them.
Not a good talent for driving.
Not
So
not not a not the
not
best
what you
thing to
wanna.
mention, about
Yeah.
like trying to drive. I don't know if Vault's gonna really let you now.
In games, in games.
Yeah, I enjoyed racing games. Most recently, I've been messing with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, which was a game that Walt and I played quite a bit back in the days against each other, which unfortunately, and this is something that really annoys me about a lot of games these days, it's a short rant, but you can't play split screen with somebody on the same console in the
Yeah.
remaster. That is so dumb. That's one of the
Sucks.
best things about like these kinds of games, like sitting next to your friend and racing each other and talking trash. But
Hmm.
Mhm.
yeah, like I enjoy racing games quite a bit, and just like Walt always says, I learned a lot about driving from racing games like Gran Turismo. So I really
Hmm.
really love them as
It's
well.
funny you mention. It's funny you mention Need for Speed Underground because I've been playing lately Need for Speed Heat,
Oh no,
which
Hot Pursuit
is
was the one I was playing, but
yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Yes, Hot Pursuit. I'm sorry, but I've been playing Heat, which is kind of a different Need for Speed because it's an open world Need for Speed. So
Oh,
you
okay.
can literally it's very much in the vein of
Like
Burnout Paradise
like Forza,
and
right? Yeah,
Forza Horizon.
yeah.
You know, so
There's test drive games, right? Unlimited, was it? That were
oh,
really
used
good
to love
also?
Test
All
Drive.
those as well?
Yep.
Those open
Hmm.
Anybody
world
ever
racing
play
games?
Midnight Run?
Yep, absolutely.
Mhm,
Midnight Run.
mhm.
What's
That's old school Xbox. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
We played so many racing
There's one.
games that we've forgotten some of the really, really fun racing games that we used to play. Like, we still can't remember the name of that one, Walt, where I mean, you used to like basically
I'm still
crash through.
searching.
Like the point of the game was to like kind of crash, but also like win races. And we used to have those pileups of like 10, 15 cars in the races that
Yeah,
we
the
played
my fondest
for
memory of that game,
PlayStation.
and
Hmm.
I'm still trying to look for it, but my fondest memory of that game is driving along at breakneck speed and seeing the upcoming pileup of like 25 cars and just zipping through it, somehow getting past to the other side.
Right, like you wanted to
And
try to cause those crashes without getting into them yourself, and that's how you could win
yep,
a lot of races. But yeah,
still looking for the title though.
yeah,
Still looking for the title. I haven't found it yet.
I'm gonna look right now while we do this
Did
podcast.
anybody has anybody ever played Tokyo Extreme Racer?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
Dude,
yeah.
that was
That
one
was
of the
a
most
classic.
unique and best racing games ever because it's purely street racing. It's street simulation. It's you're driving on the Tokyo streets and you have to challenge people on the streets to basically uh, you know a
Wasn't there a
one-on-one
sequel
race.
to that also,
There were a
if
There
few.
I
was three
remember
games. So
correctly?
there's Tokyo Racer, Tokyo Extreme Racer 2, and then
Hmm.
Tokyo Extreme Racer 0. All kind of pretty similar to each other, to be honest. Maybe a few feature updates here and there, car updates for sure.
Yep.
But man, like that's one of those games that I would love to have come back. That game was a lot of fun, and that game is a game that should have been deserving of an online, kind of multiplayer. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
Great game, good
that
And
would have been
graphical
sick. But
style.
back to Forza Horizon.
Hmm.
I know that this is your game, Walt. So, you know, what's what's the last time? Do you collect all the Horizon games?
I believe that I have, and it's funny you mentioned that because Microsoft is actually rewarding people who have played the previous games because if you play, depending on which game you played, and if you played all of them, you can get a total of 7 free cars. So
Really
yeah, so
sick.
let me run down the list, and I really do hope that I played for Forza Horizon 1 because this is one of my favorite cars of all time. If you played the first one, you get the 2013 Dodge SRT Viper GTS.
Oh
Ooh,
wow!
nice.
All right,
Love
second one.
Vipers, you know. The second one is the 2014 Lamborghini Huracana. The third one, you got the
Nice.
2016 Lamborghini Centario.
Hmm.
The fourth one, the 2018 McLaren Senna.
Okay.
If you played the fifth one, you get the 2013 McLaren P1. If you played the sixth game, you get the 2017 Ford GT,
Woo.
All
America's
right, I know I'm getting that one.
supercar,
Hell yeah!
you know.
You get better rewards with each game, it seems.
And for Forza 17, you will get the 2018. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? If you played Forza Motorsport 5,
Hmm.
I'll take that back.
I
You
did.
get the 2013 McLaren P1. If you played Forza Motorsport 6, you get the Ford GT. And if you played Forza Motorsport 7, you get the 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS.
Wait,
Mm.
which one's that
So,
one? Which one's that one?
Forza Motorsport 7,
Nice.
the latest Forza.
My man, yes, and I'm gonna get my favorite car too.
Yeah,
Sweet.
so there you go. You
You
have
go
you
back
have a
and play those
bunch
games, I
of
wonder, because I haven't played all of
yeah.
them. I'm assuming you could just go back and play them and get those racers, maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
I
So
don't know.
those
I don't
are
know.
those are what
I
they
don't know.
call loyalty rewards, and they'll be available to you on day one. So, and if that's not your fancy, you can also get the Forza Edition, which gets you a grand total of 11 cars. Which, out of all of them, the 1963 Volkswagen Beetle. Imagine that one.
I'm
Nice.
with it. So
Yeah.
so it's funny. I got into Horizon in a kind of interesting way because I've always been a Forza fan. I was a huge Forza fan when it first came out, the very first
Hmm.
Forza. I loved the idea of a Gran Turismo having a legitimate competitor, and this was kind of like Microsoft's, uh, you know, direct competition against Sony's Gran Turismo, and so I'm an Xbox fanboy, so I jumped on it right away. But I
Yep.
loved how cool it was. I love like the worlds and the racetracks, the whole nine. I was looking to get Forza Motorsport, and I picked up Horizon, thinking that
Oops.
because
Oh.
at this point, like I kind of got away from gaming for a bit, from race games for a bit,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
wanted to get back into race games, and I was like, let me go get like the latest Forza Motorsport. I thought I was getting like the Motorsport version of the game, and I got Horizon instead, and it was a really, really kind of cool, different way of playing a racing game.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Love the whole open world stuff. I love the whole like the game starts and you start by doing like kind of like a rally race sprint as an introduction to like what Horizons is. Um, that really pulled me back into racing games.
Yeah. And it's fun because these games, if you're like a car enthusiast, these games are like a wet dream because currently right now the car list for Forza Horizon 5 stands at 504 vehicles. So somewhere along the line there's going to be a car that you really really love. And
Yeah,
I
for
also
sure,
like
for sure.
I also like the setting that they've chosen this year because we're heading down to Mexico, and Mexico is gonna give you all those type of diverse like ecosystems. I mean, you're gonna be driving through jungles and deserts and ruins, uh, beaches, canyons. There's even gonna be a freaking volcano in the game.
Holy
So
crap.
I mean,
Dude,
imagine the
that sounds
kind of
awesome.
stunts. Imagine the kind of
Yeah.
stunts that you could pull off over a volcano.
I wonder how many
You
square
know.
miles or kilometers they squeezed into this map. It's pretty. The last one, few have been pretty big.
Well, the
So
the interesting thing is that the volcano, and the reason I mention it, it's going to be the highest point that you've ever had in a Horizon game. So you're really gonna be dealing with elevation and stuff, and of course you're
Mm.
gonna have the weather elements and stuff like that, which adds
Right,
just
right, right.
another layer to the game. So I mean, there's a lot of things to be really excited about this
yeah,
game.
take advantage of those next gen draw distances, so you can really
Yep.
see the horizon, so to speak. That sounds
Man,
really
this is
cool.
making me want to get my Series X a little bit earlier.
I want to get a new television, like a 120 hertz, because I have a 60 hertz right now, 4K, but I want to get a new one. That the HDR doesn't work on my TV very well either, so I want to
You have a
upgrade as
Series
well.
X, right?
I do. Yeah.
You want to trade television for the Series X?
Well, that wouldn't really allow me to take advantage of the Series X anymore now, would it?
You don't have a PS5 too?
No, I don't. I want to get that next. That's going to be like probably this
I might be willing to
April or
trade my
something like
PS5
that.
for the Series X. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
I don't want
Let
to
me
do that
just let
though.
me just finish final.
Really?
Let
I
me
don't want
just
to do that though.
let me
No,
just
I
finish
know.
playing Final Fantasy 7.
No, I know.
Hold up. I gotta ask you about that statement here because but
He said it
seriously,
earlier.
because
He's a Microsoft Xbox fanboy.
I understand that, but you were kind of one of the ones that got the PS5 really, really quickly and
I
early
got
on.
really
Wasn't
lucky
it?
though.
Wasn't it kind of
I know.
accidentally or something though? I remember
No, I won it in a raffle.
Well, yeah. See,
No,
so
Raph.
I
it was
got that kind of money to
intentional,
blow.
but not intentional.
but what makes you, aside from the Xbox fanboy aspect of it, uh, is the PS5 really a gaming system that is kind of lackluster in your eyes, that you're willing to like get rid of it?
The current build is.
So the thing is that the majority of the games that I enjoy on PlayStation 5 or PlayStation in general are
Mm-hmm.
also on Xbox, whereas there's Xbox exclusives that are not on PlayStation.
Interesting.
So it's just a matter of like, you know, the only thing that I do miss about Sony is that is their RPG selection, the Japanese RPG selections. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's
So
something that
really,
Microsoft has struggled with.
the only game that I care about for the PS5 really is just Final Fantasy, 7, the remake.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's pretty much it. There's nothing on PlayStation that really makes me want to get the console. To be honest with you, I'm a Nintendo and Microsoft fanboy. I like my Nintendo RPG games, essentially like Zelda and all that,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
all the classics and all that stuff. They also Nintendo's backwards compatibility I think is probably you know unchallenged, to be honest, when it comes to like their
Mhm.
backwards compatibility. Like they're
Okay.
always porting games all the way from like the first NES. So and then with Xbox, it's just I like Halo, and all the other shooting games generally are no longer console exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
And
What about titles like God of War and Spider-Man and Forbidden Horizon West and things of that nature?
so for example, so for that, like I'm not as excited to play them. Like I think that like they're super cool and I want to play them, but they're not console movers for me.
Okay.
Just because I have a short gaming window, and when I have it, like that's why like Horizon is awesome, because I can get like one or two races in, and then get my gaming kick out before I go to bed and stuff.
Okay.
Also reason shooting games, but as far as games that I'm gonna sit down and pay attention to the whole nine and everything, there's the most of the ones that draw my attention are on Xbox.
All
So
right. Fair enough. Like I
That
said, I
makes
was just
sense.
curious. You know.
All right.
yeah. So
All right. So, like I said, with Horizon, you get 11 distinct biomes and stuff. So, and plus you get the music, the art, the culture, the history. You go from ancient old cities to new modern cities and stuff like that. So, I'm really really looking forward to Horizon, and it comes out in less than 2 weeks, which is another amazing thing. So, I can't
yeah,
wait.
Day one on Game Pass. It's
I
preloaded
mean,
and you're ready to
honestly, I
go.
think that the majority of the big time games are all coming out within the next 2 weeks.
They are. They
The
are.
only one that's like a big time game, which I think is super smart from Microsoft's standpoint, is
Yeah.
Halo.
Mm-hmm.
They're like so far removed, like they're basically a whole month removed from the competition,
They're not
which
competing
And
with Call of Duty or anything like that at
yeah,
all.
and
yeah,
you mentioned they're dropping it in a month that really isn't like rife with titles. It basically has
yeah,
the month of December all to itself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
yeah. It
Yeah, for
is the
sure.
holiday season. It is
Yep.
Christmas. So all right. Well, I want to get to Battlefield, but in a bit. I think I think everybody's gonna at least check it out. I'm definitely gonna be playing it, but I wanted to. Oh my god, why do I wanted to go to
Farming
Eli,
Simulator.
but I don't know why it instantly makes me want to ask him about Farming Simulator.
Yes.
I forgot what game
Yes.
is it that you. Oh no, you said that's right. You gave me 5 games. You said
We should
Grand
play
Theft
it.
Auto
5
Trilogy.
games. No, I said Skyrim
Okay,
or
GTA the
not
trilogy.
Grand Theft
or
Auto.
and.
Yeah, how could I forget? Yeah, okay.
Well, we already spoke about GTA in the last cast, so if you want to get his opinions, go check out the last cast, which is really interesting that you are so excited for GTA considering your comments in the last cast about GTA.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, well, I
In the
mean,
last one, you were really crapping on it.
bro,
You were like, I don't know
I
if it's
still,
worth it.
it's still essay though. It's
I
still
don't,
essay.
I don't know if it's worth $60. Goes ahead and preloads the game.
Eli's a
Yeah, I know, right?
contradiction.
I don't know.
Hey, before we get away from Grand Theft Auto real quick though, there is something that is kind of interesting because um speaking about Facebook, right?
Oh yes, yes.
And
How could I forget?
their controversy and their quote unquote renaming, right? One bit of news that they did drop that was super interesting is the fact that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is actually coming to the Oculus Quest 2. So
Oh, it is?
GTA in VR sounds super interesting.
First person.
I just don't know how they'll pull it off, but
I think I
that-
can see that. They use the controller the joystick to move around and everything else is done.
well,
with
yeah,
VR,
yeah,
right?
absolutely. But
Well, yeah.
it's such a huge game, right? That it's
Well, I mean,
like
clearly they've been in the
Yeah.
works for this for a minute. Like they just announced the trilogy and the remake, just like less than a month ago,
right.
and it's about to release. So they've been working on this for a minute, And I think that this is also like the whole like Facebook name change and all that has also been in the works for some
Please.
time, So
Meta.
Yeah, not the best name to use, at least in my opinion.
World peace.
I guess
Meta. Meta is so, shall I say it? Meta.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my gosh.
Distractions.
Facebook is an interesting topic.
Well, on a
Everything
quick
in and of
sidebar, it
itself.
does actually kind of make sense because what is meta? Meta is whatever the masses are into, and the place that you find out what everybody's into is social media, right?
Yeah, but is it really Facebook? Well,
Yeah, it
conspiracy
kind of is.
theory guys. Yeah,
It kind of
definitely.
is.
But
Anyway, I actually that I think is pretty dope. I mean, so I have and damn, it's coming out for the Oculus. Which one is it coming out?
the
to?
Quest 2, the latest
Quest
one.
2.
Yeah.
Resident Evil's coming
Yo.
out for that too, right?
Damn, so
Four?
I got like
Resident
a regular
Evil's
Quest.
out already, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah.
You know what else is coming out for Oculus Quest 2?
What?
What?
Can you guys guess?
No.
GTA SA.
Yeah, we said that
Let's
already.
go.
Dude,
That's
what we're
literally what we're
talking
talking
about.
about.
Oh yeah. No, I was looking at the article.
Why don't you pay attention?
No, but
Come
yo,
on.
GTA SA. Oh my
It's
with
god.
the
literally what the
flow, boy.
conversation the last 5 minutes have been. Eli,
But tell us about it, Eli.
GTA SA though.
Tell us
are
what
you
you
even
think.
in the room with us?
What? No, I mean, yeah, whatever.
He's on Facebook.
Oh my god.
He's on Meta.
Yeah, exactly.
He is not part of the Meta.
Oh my god.
Resident Evil is out already, and that's something
I
that
am not
still
playing no
haven't-
VR horror game ever.
Why not?
In my
Those
life.
games are
no,
awesome, man.
no way.
We have a couple on the Quest
You know-
too.
Nope.
Walking Dead being one of them. And it's super chill.
Hell no.
It really
I
is.
got heart
That is
problems, bro. I got
awesome.
like high blood pressure and all this kind of craziness. Get
But
the
see,
hell outta here.
we're a horror movie family, so
I enjoy
that's
kinda-
great
kinda
for you.
trends with
I
us.
enjoy horror
That's
VR.
amazing.
But
Yeah.
like there was one time when I like literally fell over while playing a horror VR game. Like it was some game where it wasn't even a game. It was just a demonstration and you're standing in a room and you look around the room and like the evil like Japanese horror girl like out of the ring or something like that just appears at one point. And when she appeared, I just like moved back a little bit and there was a chair behind me and I flipped over that mofo. So
I punch things. So if I'm playing
yeah.
this in my own house, I'm gonna be punching walls. I'm gonna be punching my roommate. I might punch my dog. Imagine that I'm playing like a freaking.
Don't punch your
like,
dog.
Yeah.
Imagine that I'm playing like I got like a zombie dog coming at me. I start trying to kick the dog away, and instead I actually kick my actual dog. Like, oh my god! Like this sounds
You need to do it in
That's
a
crazy.
in a padded room if you ever play
Yeah,
VR.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
I might end up in a padded room.
What
Anyway,
what else we
so
got?
yeah, GTA.
What else we got?
So GTA, but then Skyrim though. Skyrim
Yeah.
is getting another iteration again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anniversary edition. What has it been? 10 years now, right?
It's been 10 years since what is this? 10 years? Is this the anniversary of when they first
Yeah.
released the first anniversary?
Give me
I
6
don't
or
know.
give me death.
Skyrim's 10th anniversary.
10th
Is it?
anniversary.
Yeah,
Wow.
for real, bro.
Did you ever play the Switch version where you can like rock the Breath of the Wild shield and sword?
What?
Well, we
Which
have
one?
the Switch version, but you guys haven't played it, right?
Oh wait, of Skyrim?
And
Yes.
wait,
Oh no, I've played it multiple times.
Oh, you have?
It's just horrible. It's not. It's
It's a
unplayable.
bad port.
Literally.
what?
Yeah. It's unplayable.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did have qualms about like a game like Skyrim, as big as it is, being on the Switch. As far as
Yeah.
because like Skyrim is one of those benchmark games. Skyrim's test your rig. It'll test your graphics capability, and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
definitely when it was announced and it came out for the Switch, I definitely had some reservations about it.
You probably can't
But I'm not a
even
Skyrim.
you can't even
know,
finish
fan
it
like
on the
that.
Switch, I would imagine, right? Because on other systems, I've read but the further into the game, the more quests you do, eventually, like the game becomes unplayable before you can even finish
Yeah.
anything, right?
I
Yeah,
remember
Really?
yeah,
yeah.
on Switch, I remember I got up to what's her name? I had to save shoot her what's her face? The vampire girl with the
Oh,
elder scroll.
Serana.
Serana, and I couldn't get her into the castle. No matter what I did, she would just wait outside, just stare at me like a
Yeah.
freaking oh my god.
That's
like,
a glitch sometimes. That's something I
This sounds
encounter
terrible.
even
Yeah, I don't
on
know if
yeah,
you
but it
can.
Xbox.
happened.
I,
No,
Why
because
would you want to torture yourself?
I wonder if you can
I had
100%
to
this game because like I've seen everywhere, seen videos about like
Yeah,
it
that's
becoming
true, actually.
really unplayable or buggy or something like that. Like when you get to near 100%ing it, I suppose. But there's a lot of stuff to do in Skyrim. So
Oh
There is.
my
yeah,
gosh, it is
So this
horrible.
thing comes out November 11th, and they're kind of reaching into the past for it because they're bringing in quests from older games like Morrowind and Oblivion.
Yeah.
So
Really?
yes, they are.
I don't
So
know if
Okay.
there may be some value to this because you can actually play some of the old games, I guess,
yeah.
and their
yeah.
quests in the new Skyrim, which kind of seems super interesting, right?
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
like a
and
portal
I don't know
mode.
about super interesting.
Well, yeah, interesting enough to add something to this
Depends on how much you can play
anniversary.
of those games. I would imagine how much you could go back and play.
I mean, let's compare GTA to Skyrim, right? So like GTA is both having like decades long re-releases essentially, but Skyrim is getting a couple new quests, and GTA is getting VR.
Well,
mm,
Skyrim also
Wait,
gets some
GTA is
mods
turning
in
into
there also,
Skyrim.
Well, we already have mods.
we already have
but
mods
this
for
this is
everything.
like mods that are included in the game. So you get
Actually, I'm
Included.
surprised that
Well,
Skyrim isn't on the Oculus.
you got a
Now that I think
Skyrim
about it,
Yeah.
is, but you have to. So Oculus is a really weird thing because the Oculus Quest on its own can't play the games, but if you get this proprietary cable and if you have it on your PC, then you can use the PC to kind of do all the work.
to run the
And the
game.
Quest 2, right, exactly. And the Quest 2
But
is kind of like
do you have
your
like all the motion
it
stuff?
is, yeah, it is in
now?
VR. It is fully VR.
Really?
So
What?
a lot of the games that are out there, you can play in
That's
VR,
interesting.
but you have to have a Steam account and you have to have a PC that can play it, and you need that cable, and
That's interesting.
it
That's really
it's
interesting.
the one thing that I don't like about it is that the Quest 2, it one of the reasons why I got it was because it's freeing, right? You have the ability, you're not tethered to anything. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't do the PSVR, because the PSVR, you have to be plugged into the PlayStation to play it.
hmm
The
hmm
Oculus Quest is its own thing. I mean,
Hmm.
Jose knows this because I brought the Oculus Quest over to his place so that he can play it.
Hmm.
So you're
Yeah.
not it's literally mobile VR gaming at its
Right.
best,
Yeah. I mean, the headset is the console.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So the problem that I have though with like Skyrim VR and things like that is that you're going back to that whole style where it's like you got to plug into a cable and you're kind of you don't have that freedom of movement that you would normally have, you know.
Mm.
So that's the
Mm.
only drawback. But you can play Skyrim VR right now. You know, all you got to do is just make sure you have a PC that runs it.
Do I
and
want to play Skyrim?
I
That's the
think
biggest
Skyrim would be incredible in VR.
Absolutely,
Because
not if I'm tethered.
Right, exactly. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, you
Because
can
it
swing
brings you
and
back to reality when you're tethered.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you can't move around. So
yeah.
so let's talk Battlefield.
I'll keep this short.
okay,
Wait,
moving on.
Keep this.
No, what, Kenny?
Keep this.
Oh, hold on.
Wait, what?
So, you gonna say something?
Yeah.
No, never mind.
Oh,
No.
No?
Do we got something more on Skyrim and Grand Theft Auto?
No, never mind.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
forget it.
Nothing?
No,
Nothing?
Nah.
You were so
sure?
hyped up with Grand Theft Auto, particularly, you
Nah.
know, and Skyrim was like, yes,
No.
Okay.
So Battlefield 2042.
Yeah.
Yo,
What's up?
I don't even remember what is that? No, for real. What is it?
It's
No. Okay, no. How does
What is it?
I know what Battlefield is, of course.
What
but
is
2042.
Battlefield?
No. Oh my God, 2042.
Why
Who
is
is
Battlefield?
Battlefield?
I don't remember the
yeah.
trailer.
It's a modern
Why
version.
is
It's
Battlefield?
set in the near future. They have what?
It's not the aliens, right?
So here's the question.
No,
Here's
no,
the
no.
question.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Ghost
Here's
Recon.
the
I need to have a reminder of what it is.
Let me
but I-
establish it. Has
Okay,
anybody
sure.
have you played? Here's the most recent games, I guess, that could have been played that I think Walt either owns or has owned: Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, and Battlefield 5 are all the most recent games. Battlefield is it's not a Call of Duty competitor because it doesn't even nothing comes close to selling what Call of Duty does on the annual.
Oh no, but I mean, like, as far as sales, that's a different thing. But I think it is a competitor, even though it's not like
In-
matching
In terms of
sales.
gameplay style, maybe like a
Yeah,
competitor,
yeah.
right? Because it's more of a
Eli-
squad-based shooter.
Oh.
Yeah, Eli, I don't think has played any of the Battlefield games. I think he's seen me play. Like you've seen me play Hardline. That's the one where
I've played a Battlefield.
it's the cops and it's set in like a TV show with chapters.
I don't remember, but I played a Battlefield game. I think once before.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm seeing it right now. Apparently, people say that it sucks. So I'm just gonna let you guys do the talking because I have no idea what the hell is.
Oh
Yeah.
boy!
Wow.
Dropping
Everything I
bombs.
see
Dropping the
is
hammer.
team play dead.
So
Battlefield 2042 sucks with the A replaced as a poop emoji. I feel
Please,
lost. Yeah.
keep going, Eli. I want to
Oh,
keep
keep
hearing.
going.
Keep going.
Battlefield 2042 is a broken disaster and needs to be delayed. Look at the freaking cover. Look at the thumbnail.
Let me
Look
show
at the
them.
thumbnail.
I think I've
Oh
seen
my
these
God.
videos.
Look at
Is that?
Oh my god!
I've seen a number of
I didn't
these
realize.
videos.
I didn't realize that there was this much going on with 2042.
Battlefield has a history of having broken launches. It's
Welcome
unfortunate.
to last.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome
Like,
to last
video
gen
games in
Battlefield
general.
2042.
Well,
Oh
the
my
thing
God.
about Battlefield for you, Eli, if you enjoy battle royale games, it's actually kind of a natural extension of a battle royale game because you get in squads of 4 and you run to an objective and you try to like capture a point or like defend a point. So it actually plays a lot like a slightly different version of battle royale because of the large scale battles. The team play thing, I guess I'll address that relatively quickly because Battlefield usually had 4 classes in the past, except for a couple of different Battlefield games. You have some variation of assault, which is a guy with an assault rifle, the aggressive player, the attacker. Support is like characters with LMGs. So you lay on the ground with a saw and you put down some support fire, hence the name. A medic and a recon or sniper class. 2042 has 10 specialists that are replacing
Really?
classes, right? And they're going to add more specialists in the future. Apparently the classes are still in the game because you have portal mode where you can take that's why it's kind of like this new Skyrim in a way. You can take assets from older games, from Battlefield 1942, Battlefield Vietnam, and Battlefield Bad Company 2, You can take the classes, the weapons, the vehicles, all this stuff, and put it into a customized game mode. But I think the specialists are actually going to end up being cool because the one that people are most worried about is a wall hack. It's essentially a specialist that can press a button and use their special ability to see through walls and everything very quickly. But it's a momentary thing, and all the specialists have different skills. Like there's a character with a shield, there's a character with like homing grenades that can take down weakened helicopters, there's medic classes, there's characters that have the grappling hook, like a la Halo Infinite. And they've shown some newer footage past the beta, which didn't have a lot of the finished content, like a lot of the specialists, a lot of the UI elements and all that. The beta was broken in a lot of ways, but it's a beta. That's the whole point. So I seen some footage recently and some videos that encourage me where they show certain classes working together. Like there's a class with a sentry gun and the aforementioned class with a shield have been using those elements to kind of defend certain conquest points. So I feel like the game eventually, it's like a lot of games these days. I don't know if you guys agree. Most games these days, especially a lot of multiplayer games, they start off a certain way and they just get balanced over time. Even the Call of Duty Warzones, the Halo is one of the more finished examples in terms of multiplayer games. But even that's going to get balanced and patched and fixed up, and the meta and the way that people play the game is going to change over time. So I just see that happening with Battlefield.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to make this point real quick. I just went to search up Battlefield 2042 for no random reason. And apparently the second most searched result is what is the points of Battlefield 2042?
Really?
Yo, oh my god.
I mean, hey, the internet is a hateful place, man. It's getting bombed because it's not the same as old Battlefields, and I think it's like sometimes games change. That's what you have to do.
Actually,
Yeah,
do you think that it
I
might get
understand.
what is it? Call of Duty. What's the Force? Oh my god.
What the free to play, the Warzone?
No, not that one. Which is the Call of Duty that had it was like all futuristic and everything. That one kind of bombed.
Oh,
because
modern
it
or
was-
Modern
Advanced
Was it Modern
Warfare?
Warfare?
Advanced Warfare, right?
Advanced
not
Warfare,
Advanced
yeah.
Warfare either. It was
I know which one you're talking about.
Black Ops.
It's not
Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4.
It's not like that where you can like do like power sliding and all this weird stuff.
I know. But what I'm saying is that like there was a lot of like kind of, I think that was the weakest entry because everybody just didn't like the whole futuristic thing.
There was a previous Battlefield that was in the future that was fairly well received. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't the complaints that people have are not with the futuristic setting. It's with bugs, which are things that get patched up in the future, and it's mainly the specialists instead of the four classes. That's the biggest issue.
Like I think that like what we might be seeing online isn't necessarily the truth of how people may be, people might be just review bombing it just because they just don't happen to like it.
I encourage y'all to try it.
Don't want to say they don't want to say that, oh, I just don't like the futuristic setting or whatever it is. You know what I mean? I think it'd be better if people would just say like, hey, I'm not my thing, but no, everybody's got to like say something to denigrate it.
Right? Or they're just going into portal mode and you can literally play an older version of the game with old rules, old gunplay, old classes, and all of that stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
I need to head out through this real life portal called a door because I need to start getting to work and all.
You're gonna Doctor Strange it out of the room.
Our recording issues in the beginning kind of set my timer a little bit back, and unfortunately I have to bail out on you guys. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of the cast. I can't wait to listen to the rest of it. I'm gonna take this moment to let you guys know out there that are listening, like, rate, share, and subscribe right now. Anyways, peace out, guys.
One love.
Later.
Yep, later.
See ya.
So we've kind of been talking about Battlefield 2042, and we've also mentioned its direct competitor, which is Call of Duty. Call of Duty Vanguard is the next installment, and it's coming out November 5th. Is anybody excited for Vanguard?
No.
Nope.
I mean,
No.
Nope.
they're talking about 20 maps, which is an insane amount of maps for a multiplayer game. We're talking about zombies mode,
Meh,
It's going to make changes to Warzone,
meh,
which I know some of the guys here play.
not anymore.
Eli,
Mm,
um, no
No.
enthusiasm at all for Call of Duty.
Meh,
No.
no,
meh.
Okay,
I don't know.
I don't think any of us played
yeah,
the beta. The beta has not been well received for a lot of very different reasons. The Halo Infinite beta was very well received because it was polished and it was relatively bug free. The Battlefield 2042 beta is mixed because it was not very polished and was buggy. And there's the gunplay is good and the graphics are cool, but the specialists are an issue. And Vanguard
Mhm.
people were just like, we don't even like where the direction they're going in with this game, with this multiplayer. Um, and it was a fairly polished beta, but Call of Duty's betas aren't really betas; they're more like demos.
Right.
Um, so I mean, I don't know. I haven't been excited for Call of Duty in a while, so I'm not the best person to ask about this. But no, not
Okay.
really excited about
Well,
it.
the reason I mention is because it's such a huge game. I mean, traditionally,
It is, yeah.
Call of Duty is usually one of the best-selling games, through for the year that it kind of releases on and stuff. So,
It has to be one of the
um,
best-selling franchises of all time, I'm sure.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
So, okay, that's cool though. I mean, listen, we don't all have to be fans of what's popular, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is totally cool.
COD
Is
is
there anything
corny.
else? Yeah, I know. To coin a
Yeah, it's been
phrase.
it's been getting worse and worse. Well, it was already kind of bad.
Well, but
Uh,
you did enjoy the zombies mode, right? Zombies
yeah,
mode was kind of fun, especially when the fact that we were able to play it split screen
yeah.
on the same console, right?
It's not enough to
Which
save
was
it.
which is like I said, Jose was talking about and lamenting about the lack of split screen games lately.
It
You know,
won't
everything
save
is
it.
an online thing.
Yeah.
All
Terrible,
right.
It's the
terrible,
digital
terrible.
return.
You got
But
Halo. There's that. Halo
hey,
Infinite.
have you I
Yeah.
know you have it, or at least on the Xbox Series, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh, it's fun. It's a
They
lot of
they
fun.
have a game of the year coming, so I'm assuming that has like probably all the DLCs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How is unfortunately I still can't play it because it's not on the Xbox One, and I still haven't gone out and gotten a Series S or X.
You should be able to
Um,
soon. I think it's in November actually when they're going to release the cloud gaming for Xbox Series X games, Game Pass games on Xbox One and
I'm
One X.
hopeful
That's
because
coming
that's one
soon.
of the games. That's one of the games that I actually was super excited on, and I know Flight Simulator isn't exactly a sexy title. I mean, all you're doing is just flying around, but there's some level of calm and zen when you're doing that, right?
It's a really good
Um,
game. It's a really fun game, and it's kind of cool. Like I remember one time I had a friend over, and I like jumped in a jumbo jet and like took off from was it Milwaukee, from Milwaukee,
okay.
Wisconsin, and I like said it. I like walked away with my friend, and I went outside, and I had a couple of drinks, and I had some conversation, and I like set the autopilot for Montreal, and like an hour and 45 minutes later, like I just
Mm.
like went back inside, and I was like, all right, time to land at Montreal Airport. So it's I don't know,
So
it's
it's
silly
real
things like
time.
that. Yeah, it's real time for everything, and it's the
Whoa.
whole world map.
Okay.
You know, you can't. Some games you could like, mostly like old flight simulator combat games. You could like fast forward time or whatever to get there faster. No, it's all real
Hmm.
time in this game. And
Or like some games do, they kind of compress, the your distance. I believe
no, not here.
what is it? There's a car game that has the entirety of the United States, but you can go New York to California in like 30 minutes.
That is
I can't remember.
it's like
Was it
racing.
the Duel or something like that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
There's stuff like that in a lot of other games. Like Death Stranding
yeah,
is like the whole U.S. and you like walk across it.
yeah.
So
It's compressed
no,
in terms of mileage and stuff. So, but
not Flight Simulator.
Microsoft, it's real time. It takes you 4 hours to get to like Florida or whatever
Yeah,
from New York or
yeah.
something like that.
hmm However long it
Okay.
would take, and whatever type of plane that you're flying, it's going to take about
Well,
that
I
long.
hope that they get this cloud gaming up and running pretty soon because I do want to try it. I do want to check it out. I do like flight simulators, not as much as you do, but I do like me some flight simulators. So I really want to try it.
Mm.
Soon, my friend. I'll check out dates on that. Let me see if I can figure out when that's
Right.
happening.
Let's talk about the big one. I mean,
The
the
biggest,
really the biggest. Well,
first,
the
probably.
biggest in terms of like the Xbox releases. I don't want to say. Well, let's put it this way. Do you think Halo outsells Call of Duty this year?
Yes.
Yes, for sure. That is
Yes.
a fact.
Well,
Halo
actually,
does have Halo. I mean, Call of Duty does have a month uh headway.
I was gonna
You know,
say. Actually, I changed my answer. Can I change my answer? The reason why I changed my answer is, it's not going to, but like per console, let's say it'll sell more. Because remember, it's only coming
okay,
out on Xbox, and Call of Duty comes out on everything. So it's
that's true.
probably not going to outsell that, but
But it's definitely going to be a big seller.
it's going to make a ton of money.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think people are super excited. The Craigs of the world
They
notwithstanding.
fixed Craig. They made Craig look awesome now, like to
Craig
spite
I
us.
is
Craig
dead.
should have been
Craig,
left the way he was.
yes.
I continue to say that Craig should not have been touched. You should have left Greg in his original Xbox 360 glory
I
and
I
go from there.
I bet you he will be in there somewhere in his original form. I can
I
almost
hope so.
guarantee there'll be an Easter egg
Yeah,
where you can see
for
old
sure.
Craig.
Listen, they made T-shirts about it, of him that Microsoft employees were wearing. I mean, come on. Well, three
Yeah.
four three, if we want to be specific,
Yep.
but come on, you got to leave Craig in there. You can't touch the awesomeness that's Craig.
Mm, that's for sure.
Just
So let's talk.
as a mini update, not to cut you off, but the verge.com has reported on September 28th, 2021. I guess there's no uh, complete details, but Microsoft is starting testing with a random subset of alpha skip ahead and alpha insiders today, and the company will expand to other testers over time. Microsoft has promised xCloud integration will appear on all Xbox consoles by the end of the year, which will mean the Xbox One will be able to eventually stream Xbox Series S/X exclusive games like Microsoft Flight Simulator and the Medium. So
Woo!
that's your holiday
There you go.
season game as well. Game
There you
Pass
go.
allowing you to play Xbox Series X games without having an Xbox Series X. You can see if
I,
it's worth it at that point, I guess.
I'm kind of torn with that because you know what?
I remember you mentioned that before, right?
Yeah, there's if this works and it works well, there's really no impetus for me to kind of upgrade to the Series
At
X. I
least not
mean,
right away, right?
right, exactly. If I can play it on my Xbox One, which is still a very capable machine, why do I need to invest $500-600 on a new machine then?
Yeah.
You know. So it's an interesting strategy that Microsoft is taking. I guess it makes their platform more available to different people that maybe weren't interested in it, but I don't know. We'll see.
We shall see.
This kind of takes me into Microsoft as a service rather than a hardware uh, type of thing. You know, kind of like what Apple has been doing for quite a number of years. They're moving away from hardware and moving into more services. So it's an interesting strategy. Let's see if it bears fruit for them.
I mean, I don't think they hit their targets, which was like 48 million Game Pass subscribers, but I think there's still
Hmm.
like 35 million or something
It's
like
still
that.
pretty impressive.
$15 a month for 35 million people is a heck of a lot of revenue, and
Yeah, exactly.
it's still a great way to do business when you're Microsoft and get people on board and get people who don't even own a Microsoft console on board
Yeah, man.
eventually, right?
But let's talk Halo, and
Mm-hmm.
the person that's going to be super excited about this is AJ. AJ, come on, hit us with some Halo love.
So, don't I've seen glimpses of this on Instagram, but like uh like Jose said, they or not remastered. They updated the hell out of Craig. So
Craig.
the brutes look, and I don't remember who said this. I wish I could give you the shout out. I'm so sorry, but I quote, one of the things I saw online was, "Damn, the brutes are looking absolutely killable for the next game." This is great stuff like that on the
How
internet.
are you liking the open world aspects that you've seen so far of Halo Infinite? Because that's not something that's customary with Halo games. And if you don't do it right, it could kind of
Yeah.
ruin Halo's aesthetic. What do you think of what you've seen so far?
It is a very odd concept. I'm gonna give you that. Um, I don't know how well it's going to play out. I mean, it's gonna be interesting because if it's anything like Skyrim, it could be great. But I don't know.
I wonder how many
I'm
like side missions and things like that is going to have like Skyrim though, because to me, what it looks like open world style, which would appeal to you, I would say. At least this is what I get from watching the campaign trailer that we finally got recently that we complained that we didn't have. I complained at least that we didn't have. It looks like Far Cry mixed with Halo. I feel like because it's that kind of like environmental ability to use the environment to distract, to attack, to use verticality and like different ways of of stealth or like all out combat. Like it looks kind of Far Cry-ish from what I've seen. I don't know how you feel about it.
I mean, that's interesting to say the least. I still don't know. I honestly need to play it and see how it goes over.
Yeah,
Because honestly, I can't speak to it right now because I don't know how good it's gonna be.
So let me ask you about this because this is probably the biggest thing that changes with Halo Infinite. First of all, before I get into that, Halo soap is a real thing. Go out and get it. Anyway,
Sorry, what?
yes, there is a Halo soap that you can buy.
Oh
Okay,
no!
this,
What?
this
Wait, a
Microsoft
Halo
great.
soap? No, 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 no! Stop
Halo
right there!
soap.
No, no, give it to me! Give it to me! I gotta see this! I gotta see this! I gotta
Yes.
read this!
So in the meantime, like I was saying, one of the biggest
Oh,
shifts for Halo
Sheesh.
is that they're going to actually be separating
Yes, sir.
both the single player and the multiplayer experience. Multiplayer is free to play and is its separate own download, I guess you want to say, app and stuff, where the campaign is a $60 purchase. But they're kind of differentiating the two, kind of like the way the Call of Duty is done with Warzone and their regular properties. Is there any thought about that? Do you enjoy the fact that you have possibly two apps that you gotta jump back and forth between?
We haven't seen Forge yet.
well,
That's all I gotta
let me
say.
tell you one thing. I'm probably most likely not gonna touch one of those two things. And
Not
I'll tell
even
you right now, it's
not
the
even once.
matchmaking. I mean, I'll do. I don't play Halo for the online. I really don't. I play it for the story. That's the most important aspect of Halo, at least in my opinion.
Mm,
So, um, I mean, it kind of sounds weird that story is gonna cost, but matchmaking won't. But if you really think about it, you kind of do that anyway because matchmaking is already a part of the main game. So I guess I don't really see any problem with that. It's just okay.
I guess it becomes a matter of convenience because if you want to jump into a multiplayer game, before you it was just a menu thing. Now you gotta kind of come out and then reload a brand new uh app and stuff to get into it. So I guess maybe that's what it is. It just I find it interesting because some games do that where you can download the multiplayer free beta or free whatever it is, but then within the game itself you can actually purchase the added component and it's still one thing. You know, they've chosen to kind of separate the two, which I find a little interesting. But hey, it is what it is. Um, I'm gonna ask one other thing: the Spartan Killers. How are you feeling about that?
Spartan.
Do you
Gonna
even know
might
about the
need
Spartan
to.
Killers?
I don't know about that.
What are the Spartan killers?
These are the Spartan Killers.
Yes, yes,
It's a brand new
Ah,
class that's going to be showing up
ah,
in Halo Infinite.
nice.
ah.
It's a new kill type. Their task solely is to kill Master Chief.
Oh
Yes,
no.
amazing.
So
That looks disgusting.
It's kind of
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
article that I'm looking at.
gosh.
They kind of compare them to the Marauder demons in Doom Eternal, which again those
No.
guys were just supposed to be tasked with killing the player. This is kind of the same thing.
Isn't
We don't know how tough they are, but given the fact that they're named Spartan Killers, I would assume that they're
s-
pretty formidable, you know.
Spartan killers?
Anytime I
And they
get,
look interesting, don't
That
they?
no, they don't.
anytime I see an elite, my heart leaps with joy.
They look garbage, bro. Like, look, it's black and red. Isn't the Covenant's whole thing
Yes.
gold or whatever?
Two light swords, right?
No, you're completely off base.
What is it?
Well, generally, if you really want to pin a color to them, it's purple. But there's a whole plethora of diverse colors in the Covenant
I
that
just don't like
scream
black and
rank.
red.
Well, here's what
Yeah, okay.
they're described at. They're
It's too
elite
dark
species aliens
over
and
the
members
top.
of the banished faction.
Well, that
Okay.
obvious.
Their armor and their glowing red energy swords. That's kind of the way that you can tell.
They seem way too over the top, though.
Well,
It's
we
just
don't.
not
They're not
okay.
generic enemies. They're very, very specific.
I know,
Each one
but
has their own unique story and battle
Yes,
trophies.
I actually I heard about one online. That's actually what I was going to talk about next. Can't remember the name of this guy for the life of me, but he had a pretty interesting thing where it was like, "Oh, well, nobody likes talking about his backstory in front of him. He might stab you or something
You
like
know what would
that."
be sick?
oh my
You know what would be
gosh,
super sick
no.
and would make even these quote unquote cringe Spartan killers, as Eli said, into something incredible. What they
I think
should
I know where
do,
you're going
what they
with
should
this.
do, like, I wonder if you know exactly where I'm going with this. They should turn it into the rival system from the Lord of the
Yep,
Rings games.
that's
Um,
exactly where I thought you were going with this.
what is it?
You know,
Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor.
Mordor. Yep.
The rivalries with the orcs, with the orc generals in that game, is one of the coolest things like in gaming. Period. If you did something
Mm-hmm.
like that in Halo Infinite with these Spartan killers, where you have rivalries and like storylines that get created in game with them, that would be freaking incredible. I think.
Well,
That does sound very
it
interesting.
does
Mm,
sound, just from the limited things that we know about this, it does sound like they're kind of grabbing some of those elements
A
because you do
little, at
have
least.
yeah, you do have battle trophies specific to each one of the Spartan killers,
Right, and the
and it
stories are unique according to some of these articles, right? So
right. And it does sound like, and again, don't quote me on this because we haven't seen it yet, but it does sound like before you actually fight them, there may be like a little cutscene right before it, which, goes into, the whole why am I coming after you? What's my personality, who I am, and stuff, which again is very similar to the rival
maybe
system,
they
right?
can escape. Maybe they can team up.
nice.
Like, who knows?
Exactly.
Maybe I'm
So
being
that
too
adds,
excited about something that won't
but
turn
that
out that
adds a
way.
really, really interesting element to Halo Infinite, right? Because
You're a
now does that
hunter.
mean can you recruit people to jump on your side and stuff?
No,
You know,
no, stop.
Well, like, yeah, do they hunt you? Do you find them? Like, that's another interesting aspect, I think. Like,
hmm
is it like Resident Evil, like the Resident Evil 3 stars, where they just like stalk you around the map and find you
that's what it
eventually?
sound that
That'd
that
be cool
does
too.
that is what it sounds like. Because again, their main task is just to kill Master
Yeah,
Chief. So
we'll
I
see.
gather if you end up in a part of the map where they're kind of there, you'll have that stalking element where they're coming after you and stuff.
Now, see, I can vibe with this too because this kind of gives me Halo Reach vibes because in Halo Reach, the Spartans would at times be befallen by a group of elites called what? It's the Zealots, and then you have the Field Marshal heading them. And that was pretty interesting because it was so cool. This kind of reminds me of that, and I love it.
Mm,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
no,
You don't like this at all,
I
Eli?
no.
You don't like the idea of
you
this?
don't like the rivals quote unquote Halo rival system. Is
Or
that what
like,
we're calling it? I guess
I mean, if
if
it's an
that's what it
open
is.
world, it makes all the more sense too.
I
that's
don't.
true.
Why is it
Eli,
open world?
Well, open world
why
offers
not?
something interesting also because I think this is something that hasn't happened before in Halo. They're adding RPG elements to Master Chief, so you can kind of customize your Master Chief to your liking. You can give him different abilities and kind of level them up
Well,
along the
you
way.
could call it like taking some of the
Oh
multiplayer customization and adding it to single player.
no!
Eli, I
Yeah.
want to hear
Huh.
why don't you like rant off a
Okay.
little bit and tell us what it is that you don't like about this? Because to me, it sounds great. I don't know what the issue would be with like an open world Shadow of War
No.
Rivals style system where Master Chief not only has to complete missions but worry about getting hunted by bosses that can kill him in an instant or at least kill
I
him
can see.
much more easily. Like why
I can
would that
see
not be cool? I think that would be amazing and a great progression
that.
for Halo.
No, a level up system for Master Chief.
He doesn't get like he doesn't get like stronger shots. It's not like RPG like that. It's like you get certain abilities. Like you might get the shield ability or you might get the sprint ability. Like it's
Oh,
not like what you think it is. It's not
I
leveling
like
up and
that.
like, oh, now he does 300 RPG damage. Like no.
But I liked it as like where it was like preset abilities
No,
where you
but
could switch through them. Now you have to like level up just to get them.
yeah,
That's
I think you actually can level up the abilities.
Yeah.
No,
So
not
no.
level up the abilities. Not Is it unlock them too?
In
well,
this
you
it's
can
unlocked
unlock
Both
them,
of them.
and all of
but
that.
you can also level them up. So, like, let's say for example, if you have
See,
a
even he
priority
says
of
it.
putting more armor on you, you have that, but it'll be at the expense of maybe grapple shot or
No,
maybe there's a thing called threat sensor.
you're
You know what I'm
taking the
saying?
Halo out of
So
Halo. You're
y-
taking the Halo out of
you're
Halo.
making it more RPG like
That's
with
dumb as
that.
hell.
You
That's absolutely stupid. Oh my
Well,
god.
here's the one thing I will give you. If everyone's gonna go complaining about the monotony of Halo, oh look, it hasn't changed in like years. Well, you know what? Here's a
But
change.
that was the whole point
I
of
mean,
like
sure you
freaking
had stuff like Halo Wars,
yes.
hmm
That's the whole point of Halo
but
Wars.
But let me ask you this then: it it, it kind of tailors your Halo experience to the way you want to play it. So, in a sense, you can make the case that not there's not going to be one player that does the same thing as the other. You know what I'm saying? You're you might have different experiences, and maybe even if you beat the campaign, you can go back and kind of tailor it and have a different experience where you're not as armored up,
Oh no.
and stuff like that. So maybe it kind of opens up that avenue for you. You
Wait,
know?
wait. Just to be sure, this open world thing is online.
no, you're
No, no, no,
No,
no.
no,
wrong.
it's the
It's
It's
campaign.
It's just
campaign.
campaign,
Yeah,
right? Okay, I wanted to make sure. Okay,
okay.
multiplayer is still
because that
dealing
would
with
have been
Let
maps.
me
much worse.
let
That would
me
have been much
clarify
worse.
some stuff here. I found an article from Screen Rant, and this is what we're going to see in terms of the upgrades that Master Chief has. He has grapple shot, shield core, threat sensor, drop wall, and thruster. Each of
hmm
these upgrades has 5 tiers visible, but it's unclear whether or not there will be more tiers or even more upgrades in the final version of the game. Grapple shot is the arm-mounted grappling hook. Shield core is a straight upgrade to Chief's resilience. Threat sensor appears to be a projectile that can be fired in order to scout an area for enemies. Drop wall will provide players with deployable cover, and thruster will rapidly push Master Chief in a specified direction when activated. Upgrading the thruster will Things like the thruster will give players a second charge of the ability, reduce cooldown time, increases its power to launch fast Chief further and faster, and a final upgrade to cloak the user for 4 seconds after activation. The others will have similar upgrades based on the symbols in the menu. For instance, the threat sensor might get an enhanced range for highlighting enemies through surfaces, and the drop wall might have greater durability when upgraded. Halo Infinite
No,
So
adopting an
no, no,
open
no,
world
no.
format for its campaign is a bold new step, but the developers seem to have given players a handful of upgradable tools that will be used in the Zeta Halo
I
sandbox.
I don't like.
So it's kind of like you can tailor the way you want to play it.
Yeah,
If you want to be
It's like Deus
a,
Ex.
a tank, if you want to be a tank, then upgrade your armor,
It's like
right?
Deus Ex.
no, but
hmm
like
It's very much like Deus Ex in my
I
opinion.
don't think that it would be good for the campaign because then it takes like the whole because generally in Halo, you're already preset. You have everything given to you, and that's what it stays like for the rest of the campaign. So I don't like the idea where you level up and the challenge gets the challenge increases every like level, I guess you would say, while you're leveling up at the same time. So it's almost like you're you're meeting the challenge each level. But that doesn't make sense, because if you want to replay it, you're just gonna one shot literally everybody, or use your abilities to like one shot them in like the first
It'll
level,
probably
right?
be a campaign plus. I don't think they're
Yeah,
going to do it like
exactly.
that. They're not going to make it that
Mhm.
simple.
I don't know.
Well, before we move on, I just want to mention something that I think AJ might enjoy. You have the ability to send your AI teammates to their deaths. So
What?
mhm.
Wait, what are you talking about?
there is a way, supposedly, according to the developer, where you can revive them um, based on whatever happens, and then tell them, "Hey, you're safe. Everything is okay," and send them off to get killed. So I don't
You
know why
mean
you would
like
do that.
Cortana?
No, your AI teammates, like your squad.
Yeah.
You mean like the bots?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, say that, because when you say AI, I'm thinking about like the
No,
actual
no,
No,
no.
that's
AIs.
Forget about
CPUs,
AI.
bro.
It's your teammates. That's why I
Okay.
said AI teammates.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to have a bunch of Cortanas running around fighting with you. Your AI teammates, your NPC players, your
Yes,
bots.
just say that.
So you have the ability to send them to their death, as horrible as that sounds. But
That's gonna be fun.
yeah, see,
Mm.
didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? AJ's gonna enjoy doing that. You'd be like, you know what? There's a whole bunch of guys there. Go out and die while I take care of them. You know, you can be the sacrificial lamb.
Go and die.
I have a lot of experience with that, right, Jose?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Indeed.
Yep. Gears of War ringing in my memory.
Indeed.
So, all right, so that's Halo Infinite. I think everybody's excited. Well, except for Eli.
Naturally.
Eli's
Yeah,
not a fan of the
apparently Eli
changes
doesn't care. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
until
I
he
don't
plays
like
it.
Halo Infinite is. I don't know.
You tried the beta,
It's
right?
Of course I tried the beta. I was a god at it because I went on, what is it, Legendary, or no, was it? What was
I
I
think it
have a
was
feeling.
legendary. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a
and
Whatever
I
it
feeling
was.
It
Eli.
was
destroyed
the equivalent of legendary. Let's put it that way.
gods. I destroyed gods.
Yeah, I have a feeling
I mean, you
Eli
destroyed
might have a
bots.
change
but,
of heart. You know.
With online, maybe online seems to be heading in a somewhat right direction.
All right,
Campaign just looks garbage.
all right. Well, that's the big Halo. That's the big release in December. Do we want to mention anything past that?
I don't
I
know
don't
what
think
else is coming out in January. I mean,
anything else.
January's got what?
So January
Let's
has
see.
Monster Hunter Rise. Uh, that's coming out on PC.
Yeah.
God of War is coming out on PC. There's a
Rehash, right?
Pokemon game. Yeah, there's a Pokemon game. You know, I mean, you know that it seems like there's going to be slim pickings, but there are some big games coming out in those other months afterwards. But that's not really holiday stuff. But I
Yeah.
do have to mention Gran Turismo 7, which comes out in March. Just kind of with my whole I love racing games type of thing. But again,
There's only one that I know that the Melgar boys would be interested in at all beyond the
yes,
holiday season. That's Dying Light
I
2.
yep, I was thinking
Um,
about that also.
that's in February. So there's the one that I think, if anything, is worth mentioning beyond Gran Turismo. That's past the holiday season. It would be that. That's
Parkour.
February 4th. Dying Light 2 Stay
Mm-hmm.
Human coming out on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you think this is a misstep by Sony waiting 3 months after the holiday season for Gran Turismo, or does it even matter?
They have to make it good and they have to finish it. That's the most important thing, right? That's it.
That's
It has to be
fair
polished.
enough.
You can't have a bad Gran Turismo experience, a glitchy Gran Turismo experience.
That is true. I don't think there's ever been a bad Gran Turismo in my recollection.
No,
Right?
nothing like really glitchy or buggy or anything like that at launch.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable by Polyphony's standards.
Do you ever think that Gran Turismo will go the Forza playbook and eventually open up and do like a Horizon type game?
I thought they did, didn't they? No, they had Gran. No, they had Gran
They had.
Turismo. No, they didn't. They had the Gran Turismo like kind of motorsport game or something like that, right? But yeah, you're right. They haven't done anything like that. Maybe we'll see that soon. I mean, I don't know if
Yeah,
they'll do that. I mean, I think Gran Turismo is a experience that's polished for what it is, kind of. So it would be
it is
tough
true.
for them to do something like that, and they
I
haven't
would
branched
just
out much beyond
I
that.
would just love to see how pretty that game is in a open world setting. I can just imagine because Polyphony has done an excellent job in terms of photorealism with their games and also realism with their cars.
Yeah.
Imagine what that would look like if they extended it to an open world. I mean, that would be surreal, you know. But hey,
Yo.
at the same time, that could break things for them. So I can
Yeah.
see why they don't want to do that.
I
Yeah,
mean, they've had a good track record doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Imagine the glitches. You go forward, it goes backwards.
maybe
You
a
break,
spin-off.
you blow up.
W-
Yes.
Maybe a spin-off featuring the tractor from Farming Simulator. Yes.
There you go.
I
That
mean,
is amazing.
I like that idea.
I'm just gonna put this out there, of course, because I have to. AJ, I really think you gotta try yourself some Battlefield because if you like sandboxes, you would enjoy this game. It's fun to set C4 under a vehicle and launch a vehicle with passengers hundreds of feet into the air across a map.
That's right. They're going to
And do
be
stuff like
using
that.
a lot of Bad
Sounds
Company
amazing.
goodness, right?
Well, Bad Company, Vietnam, and Battlefield 1942. So you're gonna
Mhm.
have World War II, Vietnam, modern world, futuristic assets from all of those games. So we'll see what happens there.
That works.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
All right. Should we wrap this one up over here? I think it's about that time. There's a few good games coming out in the holiday season, and we hope y'all check some of them out and give us your opinions on some of those. Those are some of the ones we're excited about. The Halo Infinites of the world, Battlefield 2042's Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, and just a number of other really, really fun games coming out this holiday season. But yeah, that's been the podcast for us. As usual, we've been recording remotely, so if you all hear anything weird on the podcast, you can slide into our DMs and give us feedback, and feedback is something that we welcome. You can find us on most social media platforms at Get Geek Podcast, on Twitter at Get Geek News. Slide up in there and let us know what you think of the podcast, and go on those social media platforms, like, rate, share, subscribe, comment, and rate us on Apple Podcasts, which is the best way to support your favorite podcast crew. And with that, I believe there is nothing left to say other than stay geeky, my friends.
SJ4, Gogeta. Limit Breaker.